welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be painting something a little different again, this time an elephant, because I haven't painted an elephant ever before, and I thought, why not use this multicolored background while I still have all these different colored paints out before they all dry out. It seems I might be too late. The orange is not picking up. Anyway, so I'm going to try, and I sketched on the elephant, not because I'll probably see it in the end, I probably won't, but just to give me an idea where to place the paints, sort of strategically and not just too randomly, so that all the colours will be in the elephant some way or other. So I'll start with red there, a bit of red in his head, some red in his body, and so on. Just as with my roses, I'm torn between so many different options. So I've decided that the elephant is going to be different to the roses, although this is one way I could have done the roses, in that I'm just putting the colours in the elephant, and I'm going to leave the background. I'm going to do something different with that. And I've used up all the opaque colours that I have on my canvas, on my palette. I'm now using a little bit of transparent violet, and I'm going to just fill in the gaps with that. And elephants have wrinkly skin, so I think this will help to add to the wrinkly effect. And I'm not using my square brush, my flat brush, because I just happened to pick up this one, this filbert, and it doesn't, it kind of, the paint doesn't go onto the canvas in a solid color. It kind of fades out, and so you can join the colors up like that with the faded out parts, the thinned out parts, and it doesn't matter, because in the end I'm going to be covering it all with a thin layer of one of the transparent blues, which this kind of teal blue and a lot of this violet grey in the elephant, and plus some yellow. I haven't put green in because the surroundings are going to be green, and you won't really see this patchwork as it looks right now. Once I've covered it, it will just give depth and interest to the hide of the elephant. The elephant's body is covered with all the different colours, and I've just outlined it as well with a bit of the purple, and I'm using the leftover teal to just cover the canvas for the background. Probably won't see much of this afterwards, but the elephant can be walking in the jungle, or it can be walking near a water pool, so this could be the color of water, with some mud added in, but I'll see. So anyway, this is step one, was the outline with the pencil crayon, and step two was laying down the different bits of color, and then completing the inside of the elephant. And step three is now laying down the background color, and we'll take it from there. At this point, I've decided that the elephant is not a rose, so I'm going to do it differently. And I'm using white, diluted with a lot of oil. And while the paint is still wet, I'm not waiting for it to dry. I'm going to just spread a thin layer of white over it and blend the colors together and see what effect that has. Just putting it down in patches. So I need to just rinse my brush and put more oil on. It's working well. It's certainly going to be interesting, because in the rose I didn't blend the white while the paint was still wet. The idea wasn't to blend the white, the idea was just to shape the rose outlines with white and lightly drag the white through. But here and the painting underneath was dry, whereas here it's wet. I've done it the same day, same morning, while it's nice and peaceful and quiet here. And so it's going to be a colourful elephant. It's certainly not going to be a grey elephant. These colours will not be grey. There isn't enough white that I'm blending with it to really blend the colours together. I mean, that one could do that, but I have so many ideas. I really don't understand people who need AI to give them ideas for art. It's pathetic. It's, because ideas come to you spontaneously and in the creative process. And you can make something so much more interesting if you do just use your own creativity. So those are the tusks. I'm trying to remember where they are, because there I'll add in yellow or in white. I'll wait for the paint to dry to add them in. And the legs are getting a little enlarged here, but that's fine. I can cover them with the foliage. So for the foliage, I will wait for the paint to dry, and I want to do the foliage in a specific way. The painting dried quite nicely. I think the quinacridone rose together with the white gave a nice overall unifying effect, and it didn't blend away the other colours, so you can still see them. And I've added in a little baby elephant following its mother, and now I've got the same blue that I've used for the elephant. It's called French ultramarine blue, and I'm going to just outline the elephant, outline the ears and the body and the tail and the legs, and then I'll do the tusks, and then I think I'll do a mixture of this blue with white to colour in the body of the baby. So I'll just start up there, and I don't think I'm going to take this colour into the elephant. I'll see how it looks. The main thing is just to give definition to the ears, the eyes, and the whole body and extremities. And so that's what I'll do. I'll bring you back when it's finished. So that's the result of the outline, and I'm sort of painting away this blue outline here, as it's too much of an outline. But also I want to use it inside the elephant, this blue, because I want to sort of add a wrinkly look, and also to make the colours a little less of a patchwork than they are at the moment. So I'm just blending the colour away, as it's a semi-transparent colour, so it can sort of blend into the background while remaining an outline. And it worked well with a little bit of white in the baby elephant. I know the white's been there for a long time, it's not very wet. So it's kind of mixed, but not very well. And so I think I'm going to just take this white-blue mixture and just make a few wrinkly marks on the elephant like that. And then maybe blend those in. See what that does. So as you can see, I've moved the paint away from the edges so that it's not such a stark outline, but it does give some definition to the elephant. And now with a bit more white and blue mixture, I'm just going to lightly move away the colour from these lines and into the body of the elephant, so that it's not so multicoloured. Okay, there's too much paint on the brush, so I'm just going to put a little on, then wipe the brush, then drag the colour in. That's the best way to do it. And so, I mean, there are many different ways you could do this. You could just leave the elephant as it was. It was very pretty as it was, multicoloured. But it wasn't what I had in mind when I started the painting. I mean, you could do this with just like a fun painting with a whole lot of pink colours in the background, pink and red, and I might do an acrylic blowout with those colours and turn it into elephants, intentionally pouring it out. I think that could be interesting. So now that I've let the paint sit there for a little bit, just smear on the canvas. There's a lot of oil in the paint. I dipped the paintbrush in the oil and I didn't, squeeze it out. And now I'm just going to lightly blend that from each wrinkle into part of the painting. So it gets thinner and thinner as it moves away from the wrinkle. I mean, that's not exactly how elephants look, but this painting is not exactly how an elephant looks. It's just a fine representation of an elephant. And I think it's quite pretty and quite interesting. I mean, yes, I do love, true nature paintings, and you've seen those in my birds and cats and horses, but I guess I can still do an elephant that's more true to his elephant nature. There's a red bubble of some kind there. It's not going away. So, but for this painting, I just had this vision of an interesting multicoloured elephant, but not so multicoloured that it's like, not like the roses. You can see colour in the elephant. I think as elephants get older, their hide becomes a bit more colourful than when they're younger. Not exactly this kind of colourful, but definitely more colourful.